Chapter 19. The Toy Master. The door to Sid's private chamber opened without ceremony. No guards announced him. No alarms screamed. Just the slow, deliberate creak of metal hinges bending under a presence that did not care for permission. A tall figure stepped into the room. He was completely dressed in black. Armor, cloak, boots, all matte, all absorbing the flickering firelight rather than reflecting it. His silhouette was unmistakable, horns curved backward from his head, sharp and ridged like obsidian blades. His skin was dark, scaled in places where flesh should have been, and a faint heat shimmered around him, warping the air. A black half-dragon. His eyes locked onto Sid, still unconscious on the floor, blood drying at the corner of his mouth. For a moment, he said nothing. Then his lips parted, revealing teeth far too sharp for a human smile. "You have broken my toy." His voice was deep, wrong, layered with something ancient and burning beneath every syllable. It seemed to vibrate through the walls themselves. Ahana did not hesitate. Golden light flared at her side as her rifle materialized in her hands, summoned by magic rather than motion. In one fluid movement she raised it, aligned the sights, and fired. The beam was blinding. It struck the half-dragon square in the chest. The impact detonated with thunderous force. Stone and metal screamed as the wall behind him exploded outward, blasted into the night beyond. The shockwave hurled Naira off her feet, slamming her hard against the floor as debris rained down around her. For a split second, silence followed. Then, the black half-dragon straightened. Smoke curled from the scorched armor on his chest. The ground beneath his feet cracked, but he remained standing. Slowly, he raised his right hand. Ahana's rifle was torn from her grasp, wrenched away by invisible force, and flung aside like a discarded toy. Fire erupted across the room, curtains ignited, broken beams smoldered. From outside, distant shouts echoed, voices, footsteps, panic, people were coming. The half-dragon turned his palm toward Ahana. Red lightning burst forth. Ahana reacted instantly, summoning a golden magical shield, a radiant barrier that bloomed around her just as the attack struck. Energy screamed against energy, red and gold colliding in violent waves. Her eyes narrowed. She raised her own hand. The air around the half-dragon's throat tightened. Invisible force clenched like a noose, lifting him slightly from the ground. His claws scraped against the floor as he struggled, a growl rumbling from deep within his chest. For a brief moment, it looked as though he was losing. Then his gaze shifted, past Ahana, toward Naira, still lying on the floor, stunned, scrambling backward with her broken arm useless at her side. The half-dragon stretched out his arm. Fire gathered in his palm. Ahana felt it immediately. Naira! The fireball launched. Ahana reacted without thinking. A second golden shield erupted, this one wrapping completely around Naira, encasing her in protective light just as the fireball struck. The explosion was deafening, flames rolling harmlessly over the shield's surface. But the cost was immediate. Ahana's grip on the half-dragon faltered. Her guard dropped, and he moved. In an instant, the half-dragon closed the distance between them, faster than Naira could follow. His fist slammed into Ahana's side, shattering her shield and sending her flying. She struck the wall with devastating force. Stone fractured. The wall gave way entirely. Ahana was hurled through it, her body vanishing into the next chamber as debris followed her. The half-dragon didn't stop. He grabbed her mid-fall, slammed her into the ceiling. Then another wall. Then the floor. The impact shattered the ground beneath them, collapsing it completely and sending both of them crashing into a lower level in a thunderous cascade of dust and fire. Naira screamed. She forced herself upright, her hands shaking as she drew the small laser pistol Ahana had given her. Ignoring the pain screaming through her arm, she aimed downward and fired. The shots hit. They sparked. They failed. The bolts scattered harmlessly against the half-dragon's scales. Slowly, he lifted his head and stared at her. His eyes burned with pure rage. Naira froze. That was the opening Ahana needed. Golden light surged upward from below as chains of radiant magic snapped around the half-dragon's wrists. They tightened, multiplied, forming a lattice, a glowing cage of golden bindings that slammed him to the ground. He struggled. The chains groaned, but held. Interesting. His voice, even restrained, carried effortless menace. Ahana rose from the rubble, breathing hard, blood at the corner of her mouth. Naira, she shouted, urgency sharp in her voice. We have to get out of here. She slammed her hand against the device on her wrist. A second later, The outside wall of the building exploded. Light flooded in. Hovering just beyond the wreckage, engines humming with restrained power, was Ahana's ship, already airborne, already waiting. The rear hatch opened. Ahana leapt upward, reaching Naira in a single bound. She slung Naira over her shoulder with practiced ease, her rifle dissolving into golden particles as she did. They jumped. The ship caught them. The hatch sealed. Behind them, the golden chains shattered. The black half-dragon roared. He thrust his arm outward, telekinetic force rippling through the air toward the ship, grasping, crushing, pulling. But the ship's front cannons fired. Twin beams of concentrated energy slammed into him, forcing him backward, tearing into his scales, driving him into the ruins below. The ship did not linger. It surged upward, climbing hard, vanishing into the clouds before the half-dragon could recover. Inside the ship, Naira clutched Ahana's shoulder, heart pounding, breath ragged. They had escaped, but not unharmed, not unmarked. They had encountered something far worse than Sid. Something that had called him a toy. And whatever that creature was, it was still out there,